Hello everyone. So after a long hard time of searching about how to prepare for NEET, how to crack NEET, working hard day and night, finally here you are. You have cracked your NEET entrance exam and now you are entering into a world of medical knowledge. I welcome you and I congratulate you on your success. And let me tell you something about myself. I am Akshat Juneja. I am a third prof medico and I started this channel around 3 months ago, and the sole purpose of starting that channel was to guide first year students for their examinations, because in lockdown there was very hard time for everyone and they did not had that senior exposure. So I started that initiative, and today in around 3 months of time we have around 100 videos of first year MBBS covering all the topics, at least major topics, in great detail, and that process is still being continued. So now it's the new batch coming in, so I thought I should advise you, I should guide you, because you have empty amount of guidance in your NEET days, but when you enter medical field you have to rely on your seniors and doctors only for advice. And now again you are in the stage of lockdown, or say colleges have not yet opened, so I wish that I could be of help to you. So I have begun a guidance series for all of you students, and today we will shot its first episode on which books to read in MBBS first year, a detailed analysis. Okay, so we will continue this. I expect a great response from your side and I hope that these videos will be useful for you. Comment below any video, any topic which you like to have a video for. So let's begin with which books to study in MBBS. So now in MBBS first year you have three major subjects: anatomy, physiology, biochemistry. Okay, so now I will tell you each subject and the books to be used in it. All the books link have been mentioned in description. You can buy them, but I will suggest you which books to buy and which books to be relied on library or from your seniors. So let's begin with anatomy. So now in anatomy, what you need to know is basically anatomy has gross anatomy, which deals with your upper limb, lower limb, all the body parts individually. And then you have embryology, in which you see the development of fetus and how we are born actually. Then you have histology. Okay, histology is much of a staining wala department, in which you will learn how to see a particular tissue, so that in future when you will see a pathology of that histology, you can diagnose the condition. And then last is a minor, I should say a subject, that is your general anatomy. Okay, these are the four major branches of anatomy, I should say, for you. So now I will tell you which books to refer and which. Okay, so starting off with general anatomy. So general anatomy is just like an introduction to the entire vast world of anatomy. So for that there is only sufficient handbook of BD Chaurasia, which you get complimentary with the book set. I will tell you about that. So in this handbook there are, it is a very small handbook, you can read it like a novel. So if you are interested in starting off medical school journey right now, you can have a look at this book, although I will make a detailed video on what to study right now. Right now let's focus on handbook only. So this is the handbook and it will have some general knowledge of anatomical terms which will be very useful for you all. So now not much about general anatomy, let's focus on gross anatomy. So in gross anatomy there are basically, as I have told, upper limb, lower limb, abdomen, thorax, and then your head and neck and neuroanatomy. So these are all portions of your body parts. Okay, so in this you have basically the major chunk of anatomy is this only. So in this, first of all you have to read various books. Okay, so first set of books are normal standard theory books. Now what normal standard theory books are? Two options are basically practiced in India. First is BD Chaurasia, set of 4 books. Okay, it is a set of 4 books covering all the parts. And then you can have Vishram Singh. Vishram Singh also has 3 volumes which covers all of these parts. Okay, so now what is the difference between BD Chaurasia and Vishram Singh, and which one should you refer? So now let me tell you about it. Basically BD Chaurasia has been the oldest possible anatomy book used in India. If you will talk to any doctor right now, they will also say that they have read BD Chaurasia. So BD Chaurasia ultimately in itself is a book which has everything required. Okay, now what is the need of Vishram Singh? So basically Vishram Singh is a book which have very great diagrams. In anatomy you will gradually know that whenever you have to study anatomy, you need to draw diagrams, be it your university exams or be it for your personal learning. Okay, so the Vishram Singh diagrams are the most easiest. So what I would suggest you is go for any of the books. Okay, regarding the language, Vishram Singh language is really on an easier note. Okay, and the clinical exposure, say clinical points, clinical questions, and that extra boxes are also very well written in Vishram Singh. Okay, so BD Chaurasia and Vishram Singh, you can take any of these books, but keep a PDF of other book as well, so that it will help you in whatever diagram you need, you can fetch from that PDF. All the links have been mentioned in description. You can purchase any one which you wish and have the PDF of others. And gradually you will realize that there is a part neuroanatomy. Neuroanatomy is by far, I suppose, the most toughest part of gross anatomy. So in that, I would suggest you rely on BD Chaurasia only. This is my personal experience. So this is a bit of books, and it hardly matters which book you read. Ultimate strategy is how to read books and how to memorize it, which I will discuss it further. So now these are the theory books. Now in the theory books, you have to adjunct your learning with some atlas in anatomy. Okay, because in anatomy it's all about diagrams. If I simply say you these are the theory points, you won't understand anything. But if I show you a diagram of the same thing, you will understand it very better. So this is the role of atlas. In atlas, there are basically many atlas available in market, and they are quite expensive books. So you should take them only if you are very well enough and you have that desire to learn so much. Okay, otherwise you can do it with PDF also. So Netter's Atlas. Netter's Atlas is what I used in my time. So Netter's Atlas contains great diagrams, and what I would suggest you is, suppose whenever you are starting to read a particular topic from any of the textbook which I mentioned, just have a look in that atlas. First see all the diagrams. It will give you a real insight that where is an organ, what are its relation adjacently. This will help you retain the information better. So this is the talk about atlas. Now the third set of book which you require in this is your Cunningham's manual. So this is basically a book which is required in your dissection hall. Whenever you go for dissection, basically it has set of instruction that how to dissect, first what you have to clear, how you have to approach a particular organ. So this set of books, although mentioned, but right now you need not to take it. When your colleges start, you can either take from your seniors, okay, or you can have them, but they are not much required for theory because nobody reads its theory. But I have read some topics from Cunningham, supposedly peritoneum and all that, and they were really nice. Okay, so you can look at it afterwards. So right now BD Chaurasia or Vishram Singh along with Atlas, Netter's or anyone, है ना, and then you have is your Cunningham's. So this is your gross anatomy. Okay, so these are set of books. Now let's proceed to another part. We are going to embryology. So in embryology, again there is a set of book which is your standard book, Inderbir Singh Embryology or Vishram Singh Clinical Embryology. Both of the books are same, quite more or less same. Again the difference lies is the Vishram Singh book has the easiest language possible and clinical approach is very nice along with diagrams. Okay, so again I would suggest take any of the book and have a PDF of other for reference. Links have been in the description. Then proceeding to what is embryology. Basically embryology is, as I said, development or how you are born. Okay, so in this there is also a standard book which is Langman's Embryology. Okay, now this Langman's Embryology, right now when you are in a new set of mind, you are all filled with very much excitement and you think you will read everything, but gradually you understand that in medical school you can't remember everything. So same goes with the embryology. Students usually study embryology very late, around 1-2 months only for exams, but in case you want to go in very great detail, and it's really very interesting. I have read embryology in great detail, and this will also help you in obstetrics and gynecology. So if you read it in very great detail and you require a concept, basically the Indian books, the Inderbir Singh and Vishram Singh, are more of your exam oriented. You can write them well in exam, but if you need to know very great concepts or how actual formation takes place, you should go with Langman's Embryology. So this is the section on embryology. Now in histology, again histology is a subject in which basically when you will go to college, your professors will write you a manual in which they will give you that this is prostate, so this is the slide of the prostate, these are characteristics. So mostly histology is done by that only. In case you wish for a textbook, you can go for Inder Bir Singh histology only. Okay, this is sufficient for histology level. You need not to go in much detail. So these are the books related to anatomy theory portion. These are just for your college exams. Now I would tell you about some review books and what are some books related for PG entrances. Now for MCQs or say clinical cases or your PG exam point of perspective, although I will tell you, I have already made a video on how to approach clinical cases. You will get that in my videos. Apart from that approach, what books you can use is basically in anatomy, there's review books available, and those are Rajesh Kaushal sir's review book, which I personally used it and I found it very helpful. And there is also Arvind Arora sir's basic review books, so you can use that book also. So this is all you need to know regarding the review books. Now how to approach review books, how to use them for PG preparation, and how to enhance it, I will make a separate video. It can't be covered here. So now proceeding to the next subject, which is your physiology. So physiology you might all must be quite familiar with since your NEET days, and now this is the time when you have to fetch on your great MBBS curriculum, because in MBBS physiology is a very basic subject, and if you get it very well, your medicine, pathology, pharmacology, everything will be so perfect. So in physiology there are two standard books again, which are Guyton and Genong. Both links are there, and I would suggest you purchase any one of them, and this will help you in your entire MBBS journey. Okay, now what is the difference between Guyton and Genong? Basically both are more or less same. Okay, some people prefer Guyton over Genong over Guyton, है ना? And this is all a state of perspective, but according to me both have some standard text and they are time fetching books, है ना? You need to give them time, you need to devote time, and after that also you will forget, but that's how you learn in medical school. So you can go for any one of them. I would suggest you go for Guyton, as more of medical student in India use that book, so it will be easy for you to discuss it with your friends. Okay, so now let's proceed to the next compartment. Now Guyton and Genong are the standard books, but again right now you are filled with excitement, so you are reading standard books. Gradually people start worrying from Guyton and shift to some other books, but if you stick to it, you will get some great results. So now in the other set of books, there are many books like AK Jain for physiology. There can also be a book GK Pal for physiology, and then there's a very easy book, easiest of all, Sambulingam for physiology. All links are there in description. Now the GK Pal and AK Jain are both similar. GK Pal is much more extensive in some areas, I should say, and the Guyton ka content which you are reading it there, you will get it in tabulated form, in very beautiful flowcharts form, and this will enhance your reading. So yes, you have to combine any one of these books, so you will have to take any one of these books with Guyton. Also, if in the last month of your exams you are worried and you have not read anything, then we advise Sambulingam, because it's the easiest book of all, and if you even start reading it, you can finish a unit in 2 to 3 hours easily. So this is all about the books, but right now you don't need to take that Sambulingam. You can take that afterwards once you analyze that what is written in both these books. Okay, so this is all regarding physiology. There's not much into practical physiology, because practical physiology, whatever you write in your laboratory manual, that will be sufficient. But in case you wish for some great viva skills and learning about practical medicine, then you can go for Practical Physiology by GK Pal, and this is to be advised to be taken afterwards, not right now, when you start with your practicals. So review books in physiology are again a question for PG entrances. So what I personally used is book by Krishna Kumar sir, and I found it very useful, and the theory portion of that book is really awesome. You get extensive approach from physiology to medicine all integrated, and that will help you surely in your exam preparation. So we will discuss it in detail later. Okay, now let's proceed to our next subject, which is your biochemistry. So in biochemistry, first of all, I would like to announce that I am in the process of making my own book for you all, in which you will gradually cover all the biochemistry cycles very easily. Okay, so my book I will refer to you, but that will take some time, around 10-20 days. So biochemistry, now biochemistry is a subject of cycles and metabolism. आप खाना खाते हैं टू आपकी बॉडी में एनर्जी कहाँ से आई, ऑल दैट Krebs cycle stuff are a part of biochemistry. Okay, so for that students are very much frightened with all those cycles, and for that you need to require any one of these books, which are Vasudevan and Satyanarayan. Okay, now out of Vasudevan and Satyanarayan, which one to choose? Basically, again, one book PDF, one book hard copy. Okay, so in Satyanarayan basically you get very easy language, easiest language of all, and the cycles are also much easy as compared to Vasudevan. Okay, but these are with respect to exam. If you again want to go to a standard site, then standard are Harper and Lippincott. Okay, now I have personally used Harper biochemistry along with Satyanarayan and Vasudevan. So what I would suggest you is the cycle wala chapters. So cycle wala chapters, whatever problems you face, I have covered it in my book. So wait for some time, my book will come, and then the cycle portion will be easily sorted out. Now for the theory portion, what I would suggest is that clinical part and MCQs and all those things are very great in Vasudevan. So you can go with Vasudevan, and you can refer Harper for some great text details if you are really interested in biochemistry, and then my book will come, which will eventually solve your all problems, and the cycles will be on your tips. So this is all you need to know regarding biochemistry, and I personally think that for PG entrance exam, Rebecca James ma'am book is there on biochemistry, link is there. So that book is enough for your MCQ practice. How to approach all these things we will cover in detail. So guys, we are done with the video on which book to prefer in MBBS first year. Okay, still some things are left which I want you to know, but it can't be covered all in one video. So subscribe below, and many more videos will come which will guide you through your entire journey, because I know that we have great guidance in our NEET days, but somehow that guidance decreases as we proceed to your MBBS days, because all gets busy in their own work. Okay, so kindly subscribe, share to your friends, and keep supporting. Thank you, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a rocking journey ahead.